1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 get ready for let's go. I think that's how it goes. Welcome to my channel, y'all. My name is Creatrix. Welcome back to, actually, if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you are new here, welcome. I really appreciate you clicking on my video for the first time. And this is a channel where I just give y'all the downloads, okay? Hopefully, or at least most of y'all we're on the same energetic vibration, or for some of y'all this could be stuff that you are experiencing in the future, okay? So just take it as you receive it. But if you are receiving this message, this is something that you are currently experiencing or will experience, okay? So if you are confused about if this message is for you, it's for you, okay? The thing with these messages are they energetically you magnetize these messages to you, right? So your algorithm will pick up on these messages, and you clicking on it and viewing it, it's for you. So go ahead and subscribe, all right? That's the first point. But secondly, I want y'all to be aware that these messages are for you. And even if it sounds far-fetched, like there's no way that this could happen, if you're thinking like, this doesn't make sense in my life, how? That's what these messages are for, is to give you information that you cannot clearly see. All right. So if I'm telling you something that seems very far-fetched or outstretched, it's because it's hidden from you. It's hidden knowledge. It's a secret. You don't, it's not in your face. Why would your guides or your ancestors bring you information that you already know? Just think about that, okay? Why would the Most High or your guides or your ancestors waste their energy, their time, your time, resources to bring you something that you already know? So if you are receiving this message, 1, it's something that you need clarity on. 2, it's something that you do not see at all, right? And 3, it's for you, okay? It's for you to not necessarily change your behavior, to be honest. My messages are going to come true whether you like it or not. The things that I'm speaking and saying, they're going to come true whether you like it or not. All right? Or if they're not coming true in this timeline, it's something that your guides or ancestors are helping you avoid in another timeline. Like, let's say, for example, I receive a message. This is completely hypothetical, but it could resonate with you. I'll say, your ex, you're going to run into your ex, right, at some point, and you're going to have this kind of interaction, and, you're going to feel so bad because they look different, and they want you back or whatever. This could be a message about a timeline that exists out there, okay? And because your guides or your ancestors are already privy to this timeline and they want you to avoid it, you've already avoided the timeline, okay? You've already made a decision. You've already made a split in the current journey or the current timeline that you're on. You've already made a split via your ability to make a different decision than you would have, that would lead you down a road where you run into your ex. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes if the messages don't come into fruition, the message could be an explanation of, on that previous timeline you were on, you were headed into running into your ex, but now your ancestors have diverted you into a better timeline and you're not going to run into your ex. Hence, an awkward conversation can be avoided. All right. So it can be one of those things, right? It can be things that are meant to come into fruition in your timeline, or it can be things that your guides or your ancestors have actively moved out of your timeline, but they want to tell you what could have happened had you stayed on the timeline that you were at, okay? So let's just get that out of the way. We don't lie. Messages don't go to the wrong people. There are certain people on YouTube who call themselves readers or psychics or mediums. I'm not talking about those people, but the ones that were initiated by the Most High, by the ancestors, by the guides, we don't lie, we don't make mistakes, and the messages don't go to the wrong people. They go exactly to the correct people at the correct time. Okay, like, we think that, you know, some of us believe that things are random, that things are spontaneous. There's no such thing. The Most High is in control of everything all the time. So nothing happens in this realm that the Most High doesn't want to happen. And I know that can seem pretty harsh, because some of our perspectives we've been socialized to believe that certain things are right and wrong, right? Like, we've been socialized to believe that people going hungry, or people, we've been socialized to believe that people go hungry, that people, unalive, that people are abused. You know, this is the perspective that we've been fed, right? Because we have religious leaders, or just leaders in this society as a whole, who are, one, controlling the masses through these perspectives, but two, who are uninitiated, yet they've carved out an uninitiated, unauthorized place in society for themselves to be a leader, but they have not been initiated by the Most High, by the ancestors, by the guides, to sit in these positions. And they're acting as if they have authority, and they have the knowledge to be able to guide the general population, when in actuality they do not. They're just talking at the side of their neck. They're talking out of their ass. They have no knowledge. And, you know, some of them do it on purpose to keep us under control, and some of them do it because they crave the power, the recognition, the fame, you know, the status. When you meet somebody who's been truly initiated, they will not waver for money. They will not waver for power. They will in fact even be shy. Okay, people who have been chosen by the Most High, by the ancestors, by the guides, they will in fact have to be pushed into those positions because they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen. They've gone through, because their energy since birth has been so magnetizing, so polarizing, and so because they're forced to be seen due to their energy, no matter what they look like on the outside, it's their energy that pulls people towards them, right? They've always felt like they're being watched, right? There's always this nagging feeling. If you've been chosen by the Most High, there's always this nagging feeling that someone or something is watching you, and that's because people are watching them. People are watching. And so these people who have been initiated, they've in order to shield or protect themselves from the watchful eye of people, they have learned to shrink themselves, right? And a lot of these initiated folks, they are now peeling off the layer of trauma, peeling off layers and layers of trauma to allow themselves to become seen now, to be okay, feel grounded in their root chakra, to be able to be seen, to feel protected even when they're seen, right? So a lot of these people have to get pushed into those positions, or it takes a lot of work and a lot of healing and stuff in order to get into those positions. And once they do get there, they're not going to be people who lie. They're not going to be people who manipulate. They're not going to be people who, these are people who are going to be transparent and who are unmoved by material things like money, food, objects, shelter, even family. Like, these people are so detached, right? And that's what Christ consciousness is like a journey towards detachment, right? It's very important, because in order to fulfill your purpose, there can't be anybody. That's what the quote unquote devil is like. That's why in tarot, the devil is like it's a figure who has chains around a man and a woman, right? Like the man and woman are changed, and they're chained, and the devil has the chains, right? It's not about a man in horns. There's no such thing as a devil, right? The devil is an energy, and anything that controls you, anything that can solicit you, anything like that can pull you away from your purpose, right? And your purpose is carved out for you by the Most High. Anything that derails you from that purpose is the devil, okay? So it can be anything. It can be a 9-to-5 job. It can be money. It can be, social status. It can be, wanting to be accepted. It can be, feeling rejected. It can be lust. It can be food. It can be greed. It can be lethargy. Not lethargy like that. I feel like that's more of a mental health thing, but like laziness, where you don't want to get up and do anything. What do they call that? Gluttony, right? I think it's gluttony. No, that's like eating too much. What is the one where you don't want to do shit? Anyways, that's also a mental health thing too, because I don't honestly feel like people like purposely choose not to do anything. I think that's a mental health thing. And speaking of mental health, another download that I got for my chosen baddies over here is that whether you're a male or a female, you are a chosen baddie. Okay. One of the things that I got was that your nervous system is starting to replenish itself. It's rebooting, it's restarting. Okay. And it took a lot for you to get to this place where you finally are energetically able to like take it slow, rest, actually plan, right? On the is it Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Like you're finally reaching the top of that pyramid, because now you're able to plan for the future. Now you're able, some of us, especially like lower class people, or like people who are low income or don't have as much, right? Like people who come out of the hood, or projects, or like public housing. Is it called public housing? Or whatever the case is, like subsidized housing. Or even if it's not like a financial situation you were in, it could be like your family was completely abusive, right? What I'm trying to say is that you've developed like probably major anxiety. You've developed mental health issues that maybe are undiagnosed. Okay, maybe your family raised you to be completely naive, so that you're kind of open, like you're too open to attack, like people trying to swindle you, people lying to you and all that. And maybe you've gotten hurt in the past, right? Your nervous system is finally starting to feel protected enough to open again. Like your inner child is starting to show itself. You're starting to feel like truly safe again, because of your willingness to focus on that, your willingness to rest, your intention to actively rest, to take the day off. Maybe you don't even work anymore. Maybe maybe you've started businesses in the past and they've just all failed, they've crumbled. And that is because your guides were protecting you, right? Maybe like these businesses didn't even get off the ground and you felt the need to quit it, or something happened to where you had to quit these businesses, right? Maybe you've started multiple businesses and all of them failed, right? All of them crumbled. And this is because your guides wanted you in a certain position, in a certain place. They wanted you to reach a certain what is called 13:33 on the clock. They wanted you to reach a certain milestone, which is for you to completely heal and work on your trauma, and for your nervous system to become completely relaxed, in order for you to like really pursue your passions and start your business, or whatever the case is. Like, and part of that had to be like you losing value in money, right? Like maybe you were too concerned about money when you started your businesses, and that could have derailed you as well. Like you could have compromised who you were and all of that, like, and your beliefs, because you wanted to make more business. You could have gotten unsolicited advice from other people telling you like, oh, you ain't gonna make money like that, you need to double that amount, triple that amount. And because you didn't listen to yourself, because you were money centered, financially centered, it caused you to lose your vision. Maybe you're someone who wants to start a business because you truly care about people, and that's just unheard of in capitalism. That's just unheard of, right? Like capitalism, you're here to make capital. You're here to build capital. You're not here to give your shit away for free. Maybe that's something that you like to do. Maybe you didn't care about money so much that you bought products and your inner child wanted to like, just give it to people. You know, just try. Just give it to people. Try this. Yeah, like you like that? Go ahead, take it. And maybe you got unsolicited advice and it kind of like hurt your feelings, or maybe you felt like, damn, I'm not built for business. I can't manage money. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, maybe people made you believe that about yourself. So you had to take the time to become an independent thinker, to become a leader, to become someone that says, my intuition is always correct. My intuition will always keep it real with me. I don't need any other person's, any outside opinions or anything like that to make decisions. I can make decisions on my own. It could have been your parents is what I'm getting as well. Your parents could have been like micromanaging you is what I'm picking up for somebody. Or just people around you. Could have been a relationship you were in, like a husband or a wife or some ex, could be a girlfriend, someone you're dating, boyfriend. All right. Everybody try to insert themselves in your business when really the only person that you needed to listen to or believe is you. Okay, so all of these things that you had to learn. So you maybe you took a hiatus, right, from your businesses, or where you weren't working, you weren't doing anything, you were just kind of like chilling, working on your healing. Okay, this set you up for life. The people around you, they might have thought you were dumb. They might have thought you would have never amounted to nothing because you weren't working, you weren't being productive, you weren't producing, you know, you weren't being my throat chakra. You're not being like a valuable member of society or a viable member of society because you're not producing. Like, people could have really looked at you like this because you actively decided, like, I'm not working, I'm not doing shit, I'm not starting no businesses. And it could have been very hard in the beginning, but your guides probably forced you into this position because they knew that it was very important for you to heal your nervous system. It was important for you to realize that you are the only voice in your head that matters. What you want to do with your business is bond, is what I'm hearing. Okay, it's bond. The contract you've created with yourself is the most important contract that you have to uphold, okay? And so now, what I'm getting at is that you are reaching a position in your life where you've been initiated. For some of you, you know this because you're highly spiritual, highly intuitive. You've been recently initiated by your ancestors and guides to start a business because you've grounded yourself so deeply and rooted yourself. I'm hearing rooted yourself. Maybe root chakra is significant here. You've rooted yourself so deeply in who you are, what you want, how you want to do your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a blueprint. You have a blueprint that it is not going to change. So you have a foundation is what I'm hearing, okay? You have a foundation and it was built brick by brick, and you had to they had to force you into submission to take it slow, because by golly gee, my God, you did not want to go slow at all. I feel like for somebody, you were too eager to start, like, oh, I need to do something. I need to be productive. They were like, no, it's okay. Like, you had to see that if you decided to do nothing, you would be all right. Okay, maybe you had this deep-seated fear, like most of us do living in a capitalist society, that if we were, quote-unquote, unproductive, right, by societal standards of what productive is, right, that our whole life would fall apart. That nobody would like us, that we would amount to nothing, that we would get used to being a lazy, couch fart potato head, like all of these different terms, like couch potato, or, you lazy, like, if you're on government assistance, like, oh, you're lazy. If you're raising a child, oh, that's all you do. Like, raising a child is a full-time job. That's more than anybody with a 9-to-5 can say. I don't care if you're a CEO, raising a child is harder than being a CEO. Period. period. Because I feel like as a single mom, you get as much, if not more, scrutiny as a CEO of like a Fortune 500 company. You know, whether you like it or not. Fortune 500 company CEO, if you're doing well, pat on the back. Yeah, you the man, you the lady, whatever, right? If you're a mom, no matter if you're a good mom or a bad mom, somebody's always going to have something to say. So being a parent, let me not say mom, let me not discount or discredit the fathers out there, because there's awesome single father households. And even if you're not a single parent, being a parent in a two parent household is still difficult. Managing home life is still very difficult. And if that's all you did, even if you don't have any children and you're just managing yourself, if that's all you did, okay, at a certain period in your life, like that's amazing. And you deserve a freaking pat on the back. Yeah, you don't get the recognition that you deserve. All right. And if you don't, like, let me tell you, I'm freaking proud of you. I'm freaking proud of you, because guess what? A lot of people don't realize that the true growth happens in here. And there's nobody who can see in here to say, wow, you went from point A to point B. You healed yourself of, manic bipolar, syndrome, or BPD, or, your gut issues, or your reproductive health issues. Like nobody, or, your nervous system, your anxiety, your mental health issues, nobody is going to give you a cookie for that. But how difficult that is. That is hard. There was a point in my life where, and it kind of comes and it goes, but, where I sometimes, because there's energy being sent to me and I pick up on energy, and, there's people around me who are dealing with stuff. And so I pick up on their energy as well. Like being an open channel is some serious work, right? So sometimes I will feel that people have like psychosis. And sometimes it will feel like the psychosis belongs to me. And then what I do is I transmute it, and I realize that the energy doesn't belong to me. But for a moment, like, I can feel I can feel the mental health stuff that's going on, and I'm able to release it. Right? So you could be someone where you've had really heavy, really crazy mental health issues, and it took you a while to realize that shit didn't belong to you, and you were able to release it. And if you haven't done that yet, you will, okay? Without medication, without anybody else's input, without a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. Let me just say that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to do shit. If you have mental health issues, take your medicine, see your doctor, blah, 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 right? So yeah, like you're the boss of your own life. And that's why you've been initiated into the next phase. That's why you've earned the right to start a business, okay? Because it's step by step. And if ever the business, hear me now, if ever the business that you're about to start, that you're being initiated into, right? Because this is a physical, tangible business that you're being allowed or encouraged to start by your guides at this time, because you've done the work, all right, to heal your nervous system, to be able to handle, they feel that you've been able to handle, or you are able to handle a business, right? But if ever that business swerves into the lane of your self-care, if it ever, you know what I'm saying, gets in the way of your self-care, your ability to tap into your guides, all right, this is why they didn't want you to start the business too early, because these are the things that you have to prioritize. You have to prioritize you yourself, your ability to tap in with your guides. And this requires you to take life slow. So no matter how big your business gets, because you're very lucky and it will get big, it will be very abundant and prosperous. If ever it starts to envelop or take over you, there will be another need to reset. Okay? So before that happens, you are aware and smart enough now to take a rest when need, because you're not moved by money, you're not moved by finances. You listen to your body, you listen to yourself, you listen to your intuition. So there's, your guides don't see a timeline in which a business or making money will pull you off of your path or your purpose. And that's why most of us don't have money. That's why a lot of us don't have money, is because if we got money at a certain point when we're not ready to receive the money, that money would completely distract us from our spiritual purpose, our true purpose, right? That's why most of the people who are billionaires and millionaires and who have a bunch of money right now, they have to use sacrificing other people, other things. They have to, do it the dirty way. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but they do it the dirty way through spell work and witchcraft and manipulation, because they don't want to do the work of the spiritual work that it takes to heal and deal with your trauma, to look at your past in the face and heal your inner child and bring that inner child out. Like, they don't want to do it that way because they feel like it takes too long, right? They feel like it's too much work or whatever the case is, right? But when you do it the right way, your guides make sure and they set you up to receive, right? To receive the abundance that you've already created in the spiritual, right? But to receive it in the tangible realm, in the three-dimensional realm, in the form of whatever the case is, right? A business, an inheritance, whatever the case is, right? So the Most High blocks us from, he blocks, or she blocks, the Most High is androgynous. The Most High will block us purposefully from distractions, right? It could be relationship distractions, could be, money, financial distractions, fame, whatever the case is, right? Because we have to have a foundation first that will allow us to not only receive the abundance, but be able to maintain the abundance of love, the abundance of finances, the abundance of fame, notoriety, okay? And we only get there by doing the spiritual work, okay? If you look at the people who use witchcraft and spell work to receive money before their time is ready, they lose it. They will lose it. It will come crumbling down. Their legacy will not last. It will come crumbling down. And even if their legacy still exists by the time they have passed on, their legacy eventually will crumble. And not only that, the way that they are maintaining their legacy, right, through if they got their abundance or if they created a legacy through witchcraft and spell work, right, then they're gonna have to keep it up, and it's only gonna get worse and worse and worse. Like, for example, right, like maybe you sacrifice a lover, or you dibble and dabble, you sacrifice a goat or whatever, or you do spell work against your competition, right? You start a business, you do spell work against your competition, and that's your sacrifice. You sacrifice your competition and they pass away, right? Well, in order to get more money or to maintain the money, because that only lasts for so long, the money that you receive from doing spell work like that or witchcraft like that, it's not going to stick because you didn't earn it, right? So next time you're going to have to sacrifice more people and do more horrible things, right? And that's why the world is full of all this low vibrational energy, because these families or these legacies that their foundation is getting their abundance through spell work, and it looks like colonization. It could look like colonization, or the monarchy in England stealing artifacts and people. They have to keep enslaving people, keep draining people, keep controlling people, and it's very tiresome. It's very tiresome. right? And they have to upkeep this image, this illusion, in order to maintain their abundance, and it's very draining for them. And so in order to combat the drainage that they're experiencing, they have to continue to recharge through other people's energy. You get what I'm saying? So all this to just avoid the healing, right? And the more that they hurt and drain other people in order to keep their legacy, the more healing that they're going to have to do. So at a certain point, it's like you reach a point of no return, to where like the amount of karmic debt that they are in order to maintain their material wealth is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's gonna be a bad fall. Like we are in an era where we are going to see a lot of these giants just deteriorate before our eyes, like just fall, crumble really badly. It's not gonna look good, right? But in the same breath, we're also going to see a restoration of other places that were divested out of previously, right? So people are going to invest in places where previously they thought nothing was there, because we were all under this spell, right? And specifically, I'm talking about Africa, or whatever the, what we call like third world areas or places, So yeah, that's what's happening. And I'm really proud of you for healing yourself, healing your nervous system, and good luck on your business journey, right? Because that's what all of this is. It's a journey, and I'm getting like, take it slow. You might be really excited to start. You might be really excited to finally start making money again, or whatever. Or, it's not about money, but it's like kind of like the opportunities that money can get for you. Maybe you're excited about that. You might be excited about the social aspect of it. You could be somebody who was in hermit mode for a long time, all right, and now you're kind of excited to get back out there. Just take it slow is what I'm getting. Okay, step by step. Okay. You don't need to do everything all at once. Like the money, the prosperity, the abundance is not going anywhere. The happiness, the joy, the social time is not going anywhere. The recognition, okay, the satisfaction of feeling like you are something, or you did something right, that all of that is there. It's not going anywhere. It belongs to you. It belongs to you. It's inevitable. All right. So why not on the way do it in style? You get what I'm saying? Like, put a little razzle dazzle on it. Don't ever feel overworked, because you don't have to. Don't ever feel like you have a deadline to meet, because you don't. Okay? When I say self-employed, I'm talking about self-employed. A lot of self-employed people their boss is money. So they're not really self-employed. Okay? They go where the money goes. Don't be like that. Know that the money is coming towards you freely, effortlessly. It's flowing towards you. All right? So why not rest here and there? Why not do a little something fun here and there? Okay? Take it easy is just what I'm getting, right? So yeah, that's the message. It's giving work ethic. Okay, your work ethic should be balanced. Okay, it should be balanced. It shouldn't be, part of work ethic is not only to be only disciplined in one area. You need to be disciplined in rest as well. Like, you don't need to only be disciplined in production, or staying on top of shit and like, you will stay on top of shit, but you need to also be disciplined in your ability to rest and take time to re-energize, recharge. All right, so that is what I'm getting. Okay, it's like a feminine and masculine marriage that you're in right now. Okay, alignment, right? Your feminine aspect, you need to recharge, rest, recluse sometimes. And as a masculine energy too, you need, you have bursts of energy. You have, desires or goals that you want to accomplish, right? So you merge the two together and you become whole within yourself, and you allow your intuition to guide you to do when and where, how, what to do, right? That's what your intuition is for, right? So yeah, I love you all so very much. That is the message here. I hope it made sense. Congratulations. Y'all have been initiated into the next phase of things, all right? And it's going to be amazing as usual. Okay, enjoy this journey. Love you all so much. I'll see you in the next one.